it is going to try to push this back. So you need something to push this ahead.
Okay.
Well, this is the most practical way to push that ahead. But while it's pushing that ahead, it's trying to push this back. So you got to keep this from going back and keep the dirt from pulling it back. You've got to have these chains to hold it in place.
So that should keep the entire board straight then, because you're pulling from the corners, which are offsetting the push. Okay.
And so then likewise, so you've got this one braced, and it's not going to move.
Right.
And so then this one, all you got to do is just keep this one from dragging back when you get a big load of dirt against it.
Okay. So you got 2-inch angle iron, and that's going to be the length of the boards, the width of the device, and then the clips in the corner, and they're going to be what?
They're going to be 12 inches long.
Yeah. Okay. So you got 2, 4, 6 of those. So you got 3 cutting edges or wear edge protectors. This is pretty important here, do you think? Is that a?
No, that could be anything.
Okay.
That's just something to hook your chain on. Somehow a way to hook your chain on.
Okay. Oh, okay. Just gives you more attachment points for that load to be distributed.
Yeah. But one thing I caution you about is to leave more of a tail between this last one and the end here.
Okay.
So that I think as we discussed before, so that you could raise up the front and it will ride on this and then clear. Then the dirt.
So you get that blade above the material.
Yeah.
Okay.
And every once in a while this blade will fill up with dirt and you can't.
Okay.
Well, my tractor isn't big enough to pull it.
Yeah.
And so you'll kind of need to be able to dump it, if you will.
So the material coming, as you're coming through, the material is it coming over the front of this, or just?
No, it'll never come over the front.
It won't.
By the time that, if the material got deep enough to go over the front, I wouldn't be able to pull it with my tractor.
Okay.
It will build up.
So this is cutting then, is that right? It's cutting and packing, this front edge, is that?
Not really packing. It's cutting a little bit.
Okay.
The front end doesn't seem to cut very much.
Okay.
The second one does a little bit more, and it seems like this one collects most of the dirt.
Okay.
And that's why I came back and I retrofitted this and give it a little bit of an angle.
Okay.
To make it, so hopefully the dirt would slide underneath it a little easier.
Right. Because it seems to me like it's big enough, heavy enough. It seems like the dirt would be collecting inside of it, but it just must be big enough surface area. It sits on top pretty well and rides. So it takes a pretty big mound for it to clip something, for the most part. It's able to sort of just.
Well, it'll always probably drag a little bit of dirt.
Yeah. Okay.
So that if there's any low spot within this area,
it can fill those in.
Going to fill it in.
Okay. And these tails in. So what did you tell me? Those you think you'd make those 16?
These used to be. Well, you know, I was thinking they were 16. They're looking like 12 to me now.
Yeah.
So I would think. Yeah, they're 12s. I would kind of. Well, it really doesn't matter. These can be 12s or 16s as long as you leave a tail.
Okay. And if you had these back here to be 16, you're still going to use these?
No.
Skids?
No. This. If I had the ambition to move this up here, then I wouldn't have these.
Okay.
Because this would give me a tail.
Okay.
So I could raise it up. That's all this does.
Okay.
With just an attempt.
So it's pretty much by having this far enough forward that when you lift, you can get that. So it's not. This isn't going to.
So that will come up. A
okay.
little bit,
So you can kind of set it in there maybe and put it on the. You can put it on a 3-point bar. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. I guess we don't have one of those, so we're going to have to build something.
Well, you can buy those. Well, see how I made it up there. You can buy the bars, but then you got to buy something that hooks onto your top link.
So you need the bracket, right?
Well,
the top link is what you really need, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll look at mine. You can see
Okay.
what I had.
Okay. Cool. It does a pretty good job.